mom has always been right. Growing up, my mother used to always tell me something in Chinese. 身体第一，做人第二，学习第三. Which basically means health first, being a good human second, and studying third. Now, when I was younger, I thought success was determined by something like your grades or your test scores and how well you perform in school. And intelligence meant scoring a particular score in your test or getting good grades or learning an information quickly and doing well.
But the more I thought about it, the more that definition felt incomplete. Because intelligence isn't about how quickly you can solve a math problem or score well on that test. It is also about the ability to feel and understand the people around you, manage your emotions, and respond with empathy and read the room.
And that realization leads us to a different kind of intelligence, of emotional intelligence. So in other words, what my mom was trying to tell me since I was little was the importance of emotional intelligence. So what exactly is an emotional intelligence? American psychologist Daniel Goleman, most famous for popularizing the concept of emotional intelligence, describes it through 4 key abilities: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management.
Self-awareness refers to being able to feel what you're feeling and knowing how that shapes your actions, your perceptions, and your thoughts.
Self-management is being able to regulate your own emotions, control impulsive reactions, not letting that emotion drive you off the track when doing something in a moment. Social awareness is being able to recognize what others are feeling, reading emotional cues, understanding dynamics in a group, and reading the room. And finally, relationship management refers to combining all these skills together to build a meaningful relationship, communicate clearly, resolving a conflict effectively, and inspire the people around you. Now take a look at this diagram. This diagram presents all these skills as layers. And personally, I think this is the best way to describe emotional intelligence. So at the center, we have self-awareness, the core and the starting point. Understanding your own emotions. Once you understand your own emotions, you can move to the next layer, which is managing your own emotions. And once you're able to manage your emotions effectively, you can move on to the next layer by recognizing what others are feeling through social awareness. And finally, building a strong and meaningful relationship in your community and the people around you. So let me give you an example. Imagine you're working on a group project. There are 2 groups and each group has its own leader.
One group, a leader who's extremely smart, but gets irritated quickly. When something goes wrong, they snap at people. They raise your voice, criticize your mistakes, and become impatient when things don't go their way. And soon you'll notice something happening to the group. Everyone gets stressed, everyone stops sharing ideas, they get scared to ask for help or making mistakes, and the project might be done quickly and maybe even more efficiently because everyone is under pressure, but in the long run, people stop working with you, and eventually the team falls apart.
But imagine a different kind of leader. A leader who is calm, who listens and are encouraging, and when conflict arises, they manage it instead of escalating it. And when someone makes a mistake, they lead with guidance, and over time you'll notice that people feel more comfortable speaking up, people feel more incentivized to share ideas, and ultimately the group becomes more united, more confident, and more successful. So why does this happen? Because emotions are contagious. Research shows that humans naturally mirror the emotions of the people around you. And for example, when a person is feeling anxious, angry, or frustrated, the people around you start feeling the same. Now, on the contrary, when a person is calm, positive, and encouraging, the people around you start feeling that way as well. Think about the time when your friend starts randomly laughing in class. Even if you don't know what they're talking about, you naturally feel like laughing as well. And that is because emotions spread automatically, and that is something that people often fail to realize and neglect.
This is why emotional intelligence matters far more than what sometimes we realize. You might be the smartest in the room with the best grades, perfect scores, but emotional intelligence determines whether you can actually use those smartness to your full potential and be recognized by others. Because IQ alone does not build trust, it does not inspire people, and it certainly does not create a strong relationship. But with emotional intelligence, you can.
And this becomes even more important when we think about the world we live in. We live in a world where artificial intelligence becomes more and more advanced each day, and cognitive ability becomes easier and easier to replicate through technology. But our emotions, our connections, our empathy, and ability to able to build meaningful relationships remains deeply human. And that is why emotional intelligence is and will become more valuable in the future. Because our cognitive abilities, our grades, and our scores will no longer set us apart, but it is our emotional intelligence that truly sets us apart and allows people to recognize your work. And emotional intelligence can be practiced through simple ways like awareness.
Be aware of your own emotions. Reflect on how your emotions affect you. Reflect on how your emotions affect others. Pause before responding and breathe when you feel frustrated. Try not to make assumptions before knowing everything, and remember that you don't know everything. Basically, practice being more human, because one day we'll leave CA and enter the wilder world, and we'll find ourselves surrounded by so many people. Then your grades will no longer make you stand out. Instead, the ability to understand, feel your emotions, and feel others, manage your emotions, and building a meaningful relationship does. And that is what truly sets us apart.
So my mom has been always right. Health first, being a good human second, and studying third. Because at the end of the day, success isn't determined by how smart you are, it is determined by how well you know the people around you and yourself. And that is emotional intelligence. Thank you.